Hey everybody, it's the Betting Edge with the Prez. I'm Lawrence Presman, co-founder of WagerTalk Media, owner of WagerTalk.com, SportsMemo.com, and the iconic, absolute must-read Gold Sheet. Today's show is going to be a fun one. Ralph Michaels, the greatest sports handicapping analyst on the planet, and Drew Martin, host of many shows for SportsMemo.com, and a gentleman that will be filling in for me when I am not around. We're talking one college football game today. We're talking about the baseball game tonight and two NFL games to end the show. I want to bring in my guests, Ralph Michaels and Drew Martin, and I'm going to you first, Drew. I'm away Thursday, Friday, Monday, and Tuesday. You're going to be hosting the Betting Edge, and I'm excited about that. I could not pick a better substitute for me, and I'm sure the listeners are very excited because some of them think I'm a douchebag.
No, you're a good guy, Prez, and I would say that to all the guys out there. Prez is a pretty good guy overall.
Pretty good?
He does a great job. I'm just going with, you said Ralph Michaels, the greatest handicapping analyst in the world. I thought you were going to say and Drew Martin, the peasant. That's what I was kind of hung up on.
You know what, Drew? I think you're amazing. I think you're a better host than an analyst, but that's what I am. It's really hard for us to compare to guys like Dave Cokin and Ralph Michaels, Gianni the Greek, Marco. I mean, firstly, you're a single man and you got to go out there and get laid. Secondly, these guys,
outdoor cat.
These guys literally sleep, eat, and drink this stuff. Marco actually spoons with his NFL book of trends. And Ralph Michaels basically sits on the internet 16 hours a day studying data. It's hard for a single good-looking man to compare. You've got urges and needs, and I respect that.
That's a great analyst right there, Prez. You just broke it down perfectly, man.
Yeah. Ooh, that's it. Ooh. Ralph Michaels, would you agree?
Can we talk?
I love him, Drew. I love him. Ralph Michaels and I do the NFL presidential address. We tape on Wednesdays, and there is not one person that keeps me in line more than this guy. Dave Cokin, pretty good. Check out the college football betting show. We just taped it. Dave Cokin, myself, and Teddy covers. Both Dave and Teddy keep me in line. Teddy's a little meaner, though. Ralph, you want to talk football, I hear?
Yeah, I think that's why they're tuning in. You could do your own personal blog on other people's times. So, we got a TV show the next hour. So chop, chop.
Chop, 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 chop. Texas -11 versus West Virginia. Revenge game for Texas. They had a hell of a loss last year. Couldn't hold West Virginia down, and then they went for 2 points to win the game. Now they're -11. That's a big number, Dave. West Virginia, it's been a slow start to the season with the new coach, the new system, but they are looking like they're coming around. Where did you put this number, and what do you like on this game?
If that's directed towards me,
Go ahead, Drew.
I do like. Oh, okay. I do like where the West Virginia program is going over the next couple years. In terms of this year, though, I think they're up against it. I think talent-wise, Texas really has a pretty large advantage here. I like Texas on the road. It's just there's a couple stats, I guess you could say, that are a little iffy for me, make me pump the brakes on laying it with the Longhorns. One, it's their first road trip. And it's a tough road trip here. We've seen the Big 12 team since West Virginia's been added to the Big 12 kind of struggle playing in West Virginia. Of course, it's a longer road trip. Also, Neil Brown as a head coach, I like him with a puncher's chance as a big underdog. So, and this isn't also the profile that I look to bet Texas. We know Todd Herman as a head coach, his underdog record is great. As a favorite, not so much. So those are the things keeping me off of it. However, if you did put a gun to my head, I would lay it here with Texas.
I would never put a gun to your head, Drew. Ralph maybe, because he doesn't let me talk small talk. Ralph, what do you like in this game?
Well, yeah, I've got a question for you, Prez. You said West Virginia hasn't shown up this year. Well, I'll tell you what, Texas is 3-1, West Virginia's 3-1. West Virginia's beaten NC State and Kansas. Not too bad of a start. I actually thought West Virginia would be much worse where they were. They exceeded my expectations. They only returned 9 starters, the second least in college football. So I think they've done a nice job. Kendall's been a good quarterback. He's made some mistakes early, throwing some interceptions, but he's a guy that gives them some mobility. I am going to fade Texas here. My power ratings only have the number at 6. Texas was a team that got outgained on the road last season. Texas is a team, they played 1 game away from home, but that was at Houston Texans Stadium against Rice where they had a crowd edge. So I think this situation where, you had a team that with Ellinger and more returning starters last year got outgained by the road. I have no interest in taking Texas as an away favorite in this price point.
He's Ralph Michaels from WagerTalk.com, Drew Martin from Sports Memo. Guys, if you look at the bottom of the screen, we're going to be running 3 promotions today. The first one is Oskeim, Jeff Oskeim from Oskeim Sports. He's on a 7-0 football run. He is 66% in all sports in the last 90 days. That's as hot as it gets. That is just a ridiculous run. We're going to give you $100 off of his 30-day package. It's regularly priced at $325. You can have it for $225. Use the promo code Oskeim100. And speaking of Oskeim Sports, Drew, it's $2 Tuesdays over at Sports Memo. It's $2 Tuesdays over at WagerTalk. Oskeim Sports is our $2 handicapper at WagerTalk. Last week, Brian Leonard shattered the record for our $2 Tuesday sales and won his play. So a huge congratulations to him. This Tuesday over at WagerTalk.com for only $2, you get Jeff Oskeim's one of his football bets for this weekend. And again, he's on a 7-0 run. What's going on at Sports Memo, brother?
Nice. It's $2 Tuesday, and Teddy Covers is the featured handicapper, so you can get his 5% NFL play going off on Sunday. It's a good one. I bet it personally, and it's only $2 today. He's hitting, 58% in the NFL over the last 5 seasons. There's not many people doing it better in the NFL than Teddy Covers, and you can get his top play at sportsmemo.com right now, discounted for only $2. sportsmemo.com.
Ralph Michaels, let's go to you first with this baseball game tonight. The playoffs start. Milwaukee on the road. Woodruff versus Scherzer. Washington's a big favorite at minus somewhere around 184 with a total of 7.5, and I think that's a fair number. I think the total is so low simply because, Washington's bullpen has been so bad this year, but maybe not tonight. Tonight it looks like all hands are on deck. It's a one-and-done game. I think we're going to see their starters coming out of the bullpen, including Strasburg. And they've won 8 games in a row. But Milwaukee, since Yelich has gone out with an injury, has just been unbelievable. This is a very tough team to play against. What are you doing tonight, Ralph?
Well, I think the price is a little too high. You look at Scherzer and his year-to-date stats: a sub-3 ERA, 2.92, a 1.03 WHIP, as good as, a top 10 in baseball. But his last 3 starts, he allowed 3 earned runs in 5 innings against the Braves, allowed 5 earned runs against the Cardinals in 6 2/3, and then allowed 4 earned runs in his last start against Philadelphia. Yeah, you're going to have Scherzer and Strasburg and Corbin probably go, but I just don't have enough to back Milwaukee. Woodruff's going to pitch about 40 pitches, and then you're going to go to the bullpen. Here's a number which has nothing to do with betting, but it just shows the difference in this team. And I got this from reading the Washington Post this morning, and they got it from Baseball Prospect. Milwaukee's entire pitching staff is getting paid $39.2 million. Strasburg's getting 38.3 by himself. Scherzer's getting 37.4. So two individual pitchers almost making as much as the entire Brewer staff. I think the line's too high. If I had to lean, I would take the Brewers.
Yeah, and I don't disagree with you there. The line is too high. I think Washington is more likely to win the game, just not at a 2-1 number. Drew, what do you like, brother?
I think both of you guys brought up great points. I mean, that's an interesting one with the money there, Ralph, and also Prez. You bringing up the point of just Scherzer being on the hill here, minus 180. I just think it's a little too pricey. I mean, I like Scherzer. I like his mentality in a one-off game. It's just, you got to remember to bet numbers, not teams. And at minus 190 here at some shops, I just think it's a little too high. And Prez, you brought up the fact of Milwaukee's been hot since their best player, arguably the MVP, Yelich, has been out of the lineup. And it's just not a team that I want to step in front of. And it's just, especially not laying minus 190 here. So it's a game I'm going to be watching as a fan, these one-off wild card games. I think it's a great thing for MLB fans. It's fun to watch, but in terms of a betting perspective on a side, the number's just a little too high on Washington, so I'll probably just be
Ralph, you wanted to jump in?
Hey, I do, Prez. One more note. You look at Scherzer on the year. Again, outstanding numbers. At home this year, his record is 4-5. At home when he starts, the Nationals are 6-9. So you're laying 2-1 with a pitcher in his 15 home starts. The Nationals have only won 6 of those games.
Yeah, and not only that, guys, Scherzer's playoff record, I mean, and Drew, you might be a bit too young for this. He's no Dave Stewart, Ralph.
I would say Jacob deGrom, but that's fine.
Okay. He's no either. His playoff record really is pedestrian at best. I think it's 5.4, 3.5 ERA. That's just not good enough. Boys, Marco D'Angelo, 23-7 football run. Oh my God, I want to be on a 23-7 football run. I want to be on it right now. You know what? I'm starting a 23-7 football run right freaking now. We will check back with me in 3 weeks to see if I hit my 23-7 run. But what we do know is he's on it as we speak. You get the next 7 days of all of his plays for only $79. Use the promo code MD79. Also, everybody, Marco and I did Betting Edge yesterday. That's the Monday show. We do the opening line report for the NFL. That show is really great. Make sure to watch that. And check out Ralph and myself for the NFL presidential address. That show will be taped on Wednesday. Boys, let's talk NFL football. London gets a doozy of a game. I mean, they must be so excited. The anemic, offensively challenged Bears against the Oakland, inconsistent, I don't know what to do Raiders. At least Oakland has been there before, Ralph, and I don't know if that's very important, but if I was going to London and I've never been to London, I would probably party. And I would probably tour the city. And I don't know if you take that into account, but Oakland has been there recently. The Bears are minus 4.5 against the Raiders here. And the total is 40.5. I'm flat out leaning on the under here for many reasons. I think the teams are going to be tired, slightly jet lagged. And I also think the grass is going to be a bit longer than it normally is. I like the under in this game. I don't know what to do on the side. I'll go to you first, Ralph. Enlighten us with your trends and statistics.
Well, I don't have any trends with London games. The teams that have been there, there's different patterns. Oakland already is there. They went there right after the Colts. They're not going to be jet lagged. They may be tired of being there. Chicago's going to go there later in the week. But while Oakland was also there last year, this is the first year in the new stadium, so they don't have familiarity. It's not in Wembley. No one's ever played at the stadium before. We don't know exactly what the grass is going to be like because we haven't seen it. But I think there's value on the Bears. Oakland, we talked about it on the show last week, has been a horrible road team. Yes, they got a win against Indianapolis. But again, that was an Indianapolis Colts that was injury riddled. I mean, their best offensive player in T.Y. Hilton was gone. A couple defensive guys were gone. So Oakland's win to me isn't that good. And the Bears, I think there's an overreaction with Trubisky's injury. I don't think there's I didn't change my power rating at all with Chase Daniels over Trubisky. Khalil Mack has made a point. He said, since my first game as a pro, this is the biggest game in my life, and I am so looking forward to facing the Raiders who traded him. I think this Bears defense that's holding opponents to 291 yards per game, we saw what they did against Minnesota and their rush attack, completely shutting it down. I just don't see the Raiders being able to score. I agree with your under, but again, the Trubisky injury, I think, gives us value with the Bears.
Yeah, I was on Minnesota last week against Chicago, and I was telling Marco this. I actually felt like when Trubisky got injured, I was the one that lost my quarterback. Handsome Drew Martin, what do you like in this game?
I agree with Ralph here. I mean, Chicago, the Bears defense, under 300 yards per game. They're causing more turnovers than the Raiders defense. Plus Chase Daniel being the starting quarterback now, 22 of 30, just under 200 yards passing. I thought he did a great job coming in. I didn't downgrade him at all power ratings wise. I do like the fact that Oakland's already in London. I feel that helps them just get acclimated. And the field aspect in terms of the total, I want to do a little bit more research. Maybe before Sunday we'll get a little bit more information on the grass, on the field. So total-wise, I'm not involved yet, but I do like the Bears side, like Ralph said.
He's Drew Martin from sportsmemo.com. Ralph Michaels, my partner in crime on the NFL presidential address from WagerTalk.com. And we just changed the scroll again, guys. Dave Cokin. I don't know if you guys hang out with Dave on Saturday and Sundays because you're all three from Vegas. The guy is 19-8 in college football and 10-5 in the NFL. You guys can have $100 off his next 30 days of plays. He also will be doing hockey as well as baseball. And you can get that at WagerTalk.com with the promo code Cokin225. As well, guys, make sure to check out Pros vs. Joe's primetime games. That's a show that we tape every Tuesday. Myself, Rob Vino, and Joe Ranieri, we pick the 5 primetime football games. We come up with a consensus play on each of them, and we're going head-to-head against you guys. We went 3-2 last week. We had a bunch of you guys at 4-1 and 5-0. If you beat us, we give out free wager bucks to use at WagerTalk.com. So check that show out. You can find it at WagerTalk TV, our YouTube channel. Ralph Michaels, what an ending to the Jacksonville-Denver game. What a performance by Carolina, especially their defense last week. Now Carolina is at home. It's -3.5, but there are some threes. Heritage Sports and 5 Dimes are offering a 3. 41 again is the total. And again, I look to play this game under. I understand the Jacksonville-Denver game went over, and it went over by a lot. I think that was a little bit phony. I feel like if Jacksonville had another 20 yards, they would have got one more first down at the end of that game, and it would have stayed under. Crazy ending to that football game. I like the under again here. And Ralph, I do kind of lean on Carolina. Where are you going, my friend?
Well, I want to put one thing to rest. And, if you follow me at Twitter, at CalSportsLV, you guys know I tweet a ton of information out. Sometimes they're wild records, and sometimes they're just data that people asked me to look up. Well, this is one that I hear all the time from people talking, casual NFL fans. Well, it's tough to play back-to-back road games, and oh my God, you were just at Denver, and Jacksonville's got to play back-to-back road games, and they played at Denver last week. Well, I'll tell you what, going back to 2013, if you played back-to-back road games and played Denver in game 1, you're 10-9 against the spread, 10-9 straight up. Since 2015, if you played Denver last week and you're on a road game, you're 8-4 straight up at ATS. So let's put that to rest. This is a new modern era. Denver's not the same team. Mile high with the way these athletes are conditioned. It doesn't take it out of you like it used to in the past. With that said, I was very impressed with Gardner Minshew. When you look at the stats for that Denver game, he had 6 different players with receptions of 17 yards or longer. He comes from Mike Leach's air raid, and what happens in the air raid? You take 3 steps back or 5 steps back, look at option 1, option 2, option 3, option 4, option 5. He's learned how to look at all his options. More often than not, young quarterbacks throw to their first and second options. They never get to their third and fourth. Minshew is unique in that role, being a young quarterback, being able to find 6 different receivers to catch passes that long. You add Fournette into the mix with 225 yards rushing. You add the Jaguars defense. And yeah, I like the Carolina team. And, you got to remember, Allen beat Murray out in college. This kid knows how to play. Murray transferred because Kyle Allen beat him out. So this Allen kid knows how to play. He's 3-0 as a starter. But I think as much as they're leaning on Christian McCaffrey, McCaffrey's number 4 in receptions, and he has 10 more carries than any other receiver in football. He's getting hit a lot. I think he's going to get worn down as the season goes. I think against this physical Jags defense, he's going to get banged up. I agree with the lower scoring game, but this game won't make my card, but I do lean with the Jags.
Drew Martin, talk to me, my brother.
I mean, looking at the under, it is a battle of backup quarterbacks. You can make that argument, but I like both of these backup quarterbacks. Like Ralph said, I mean, Allen's good. And on the Jacksonville side, we got, the mustache, Uncle Rico, whatever you want to call him, from the air raid.
I got to show you something. I keep talking, but I got to show you something afterwards.
I just think he really understands this offense. He's on point. His timing is there with the receivers. It makes me really look towards this Jacksonville side. I like what they're doing on the ground with Fournette. Their defense, like Ralph spoke about as well. They're 2-0 ATS as a road dog. I like Jacksonville here. Total wise, I guess I would lean under, but both of these teams, I don't feel like have skipped a beat with the change at the quarterback position. So, hey, I like the Jags here.
Yeah. Are they backup quarterbacks? I mean, I don't see how Carolina can't put Cam Newton back in, but I think Nick Foles' days might be done at Jacksonville. Check this picture out, boys. I went to a 60s dress-up birthday party on Saturday night. I don't know if you guys saw this, but that's my costume. Can you see that?
Nice. Yeah. You probably got a lot of play.
Yeah, dude. Did you see the Minshew handlebars there?
Yeah, it's good. It's good, man.
Yeah, I'll show you one more. I know Ralph is like, this isn't football. I also had the Burns.
Nah, that's good.
Yeah.
The first one's better. The outfit.
Oh yeah, the wig was sick. Yeah, I loved it. I was wearing a Herb, again, you might be too young for this, Drew. A Herb Tarlick leisure suit. Ralph, want to end with anything?
Yeah, I do. I just want to give our viewers one word of advice. And, like this past Saturday, there's so many of our customers that love playing the 5% plays and don't get all access packages. A 5% play is $40. A 3-day all access is just a few dollars more. Let me give you an example. Saturday was a bittersweet day for me. I go 6-1. I lost a 5% total, but win the other 6 games. So my all access customers completely happy. I talked to Dave Cokin a couple weeks ago. He went 6-1, lost his top rated play, and won the other games. So there's quality plays from top to bottom. There's not that much of a difference between your top play and the secondary tier play. Take advantage of the all access specials. Don't try to cherry pick the top plays. We built WagerTalk on solid, reputable handicappers that know their trade, not people that have one-offs that try to sell big plays. But again, just my word of advice.
And it's a great point. And I think, one of the best points you made there, Ralph, because everybody does sort of, they're all interested in our 5% top play. Guys, our 5% top play is literally 1% more than our 4% regular play. It's really not that big a deal. And, you know, Sports Memo and Wager Talk's the same. When we bought Sports Memo a couple of years ago, about 14 months ago, we got rid of all the games of the years, that we don't have any of that junk. We are handicappers that grind out a living, and you're 100% right, Ralph. You're not going to win on a consistent basis if you just show up and pick a random guy on a random day. And that's why, let's go back to these promos. You know, Dave Cokin, $225 for 30 days of plays. Promo code Cokin225. Jeff from Oskeim Sports, 225 days for his next 30 days of plays, $225. Use the promo code Oskeim, EIM100. Drew, want to take us home?
Sure. Yeah. Just a reminder, $2 Tuesday at sportsmemo.com. Teddy covers 58% in the NFL. Also, like to Ralph's point, the extended packages are the way to go. And coupon code for the show, Drew, DREW 225 will give you my 30 days all access. That's college football, NFL, MLB, college basketball under 30 days away. So might get a couple college basketball plays in there as well. Drew 225 on sportsmemo.com, 30-day all access. Thanks for having me, Prez.
Great show, guys. The mug.
Drew and Prez, I don't see you guys have mugs.
Well, I'm coming to Vegas.
I'm
I'm coming to Vegas. Okay.
Marco taking care of me. See how that happens?
Hey, Drew.
Yeah.
Thursday night we're going out for dinner. Ralph, you got the invite?
Yeah.
Drew, you're invited as well. So Thursday night, if you're not busy, please join us for dinner. I think.
Oh, awesome! All right,
Ralph, it's the Voodoo Lounge, right?
Yeah, I guess everybody knows now, Prez.
Hey, bring them! Everybody show up to the Voodoo Lounge. We'll be eating sushi at an all-you-can-eat place on the backside of the Strip. Boys, love doing this. Tuesday's one of my favorite shows. You guys are both so awesome. Ralph, I'll see you tomorrow for the NFL presidential address. And everybody, please take care of yourself. Make sure to keep commenting. We read your comments. Ralph, I want to see you comment back at some of these people who have a man crush on you.
Will do.
Later, boys.
All right, guys. See ya.
All right, guys. Best of luck.